All right, good morning. Today is Tuesday, January the 16th. Due to a little bit of a computer outage, we are going to start with the DGP instead of the IXL recommended skills. Okay, so what I need for you to do is make sure that you have your data folder out and open to DGP 14. Now, if I write it on my board, you should write it in your notebook. Okay? You will have a major test on this sentence on Friday, even though we were out of school yesterday. Okay? The first thing I want to do is read the sentence. Okay? Hey, take these books to the library when you go. Now, we're going to take a part of speech at the time and identify each part of speech. Okay? So, does this sentence contain any common nouns? What is a common noun in this sentence? Books. And what else? Library. Okay, so what do I write above or type above books? A lowercase n. What else is a common noun? Library. Okay, so I'm going to write a common or a little n above library. Now, I want to look for any article adjectives that we might have. The. Okay, what is the abbreviation for an article adjective? ART. All right. Now, I want to look for a preposition. 2. What is the abbreviation for a prep? PREP. Okay. Now, we said that books was a common noun, right? A word that describes a noun is what part of speech? Adjective. What word in this sentence is describing books? All right. So what is the abbreviation for an adjective? ADJ. Now, hey, take these books to the library when you go. The word hey.
What's it called? It's like
I heard it.
Subordinating.
No. INT, interjection, shows extreme emotion. It's making making a point. Okay. Now, the subject from this sentence is missing. Okay. Ooh, who said it?
Me.
All right, you. Okay. When the subject is missing, we have to just automatically know that it's already there. Who can tell me what that is called?
Like a noun thing.
No. Go back and look at week 11.
It's like a noun.
Go back and look at week 11.
An imaginary U function.
Okay, I can go with imaginary U. What is another word we use to describe it?
Bro. We already know that.
NCI.
No, NDA on week 11 was the person that was being addressed. Noun of direct address, like hey would kind of be your noun of direct address here. Okay.
We never really said what it was. We just said it was actually
an implied you.
Yeah, where is that on here?
All right, it is. There is an implied you here.
I know, I can't find that.
All right, now it's not actually here. Okay, but you have to put it in parentheses and put it here. This is going to be the subject of your sentence. Now, what person pronoun will you always be? You, your, and yours. It never, ever, ever changes. Second. All right, so you is going to be a second person nominative pronoun. Now, it's nominative here because it is functioning as the what? The what? I heard somebody. The subject. Okay. All right. Take is going to be what part of speech? What tense?
Had.
Present.
Something like that.
All right. Now, when you go to the library, this is a whole separate clause. Okay, it's a dependent clause. The word when, a dependent clause marker is called what kind of conjunction?
Coordinating.
Not coordinating.
Subordinating.
Subordinating. Okay, what is the abbreviation for a subordinating conjunction?
SC.
SC. Now, you is functioning as the subject of your dependent clause. Okay, what was the subject in your independent clause? Second person nominative pronoun. It's going to be that same thing again. All right, and then the word go is functioning as a
Action verb present.
action verb present.
Oh my god, I got that. Just good.
All right, you need to make sure that you have this written down in your data folder. Now, we're going to go ahead and do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All right, make sure that you have implied you here. Make sure that you wrote in the you in parentheses. Okay, we're going to do it again on Tuesday. Maybe. All right. What do I have to do on Tuesday? Parentheses around what?
Books in library.
To the library. On Wednesday, Peyton, yes, we'll put brackets around when you go. Okay. Now, what did the parentheses indicate?
Phrase.
All right, prepositional phrase. Now, in a prepositional phrase, you have to have a what? Object of the preposition. And the object of the preposition will always be what part of speech?
Library.
Noun or pronoun. Okay, so what do I write above this? OP. And OP stands for what? Okay. Now, to the library tells when or where to take the books.
Action verb.
It is not describing. Tells when or where. Modifies the verb to take.
Adverb. Adjective.
Adverbial prep phrase. Okay? Now, on Tuesday, what else do we have to do?
Underline.
Underline, all right? How many times do you underline the simple subject?
One.
What is the simple subject of this sentence? The subject?
You.
You. All right, how many times do we underline the predicate?
Twice.
All right, we underline the predicate twice. Now, what else do I have to do on Tuesday?
DO.
DO, what does DO stand for?
Direct object.
How do we find or determine if a sentence has a direct object?
If it's like the verb is like transitive or intransitive.
All right, how do we determine though if our verb is transitive or
There's
intransitive?
a direct object.
But what questions do we ask after the
When, where, is, or was.
who or
What?
okay, so take who or take what?
Library.
Books. So can we answer who or what after the verb?
Yes.
Yes. All right, so therefore books is going to be our direct object. Now, if our sentence has a direct object, is our verb transitive or intransitive? Transitive. What is the abbreviation for a transitive verb? VT. All right. The next thing that we need to do is we've got to address our dependent clause. All right. What is the subject of the dependent clause? What is the subject of the dependent clause?
You.
You. Now, you go who or go what. It doesn't answer who or what after the verb because there's nothing else there.
So go.
All right. So is go transitive or intransitive?
Intransitive.
All right. And how do we really know that?
There's not a direct object.
Because there is not a direct object.
Oh, I thought you were about to say it.
All right. Anybody have any questions so far?
You.
Okay. Wednesday. What is the first thing we do to our sentence on Wednesdays?
Brackets.
Brackets. Now, am I going to have one set of brackets or two set of brackets?
One.
Two. Why do I have two sets of brackets?
There's a dependent and independent clause.
All right, you have an independent clause and a dependent clause. Shh. Now, I'm going to go up here and go ahead and put my implied you, okay? I'm going to go up here and go ahead and put my implied you. Now, my brackets are going to go around take and library and when and go. All right. Now, when I'm trying to figure out if my clause is independent, I have to ask myself three things. What are the three things that we ask to determine if we have an independent clause? Does this sentence have a subject? Does this sentence have and does it express a complete thought? Okay. The extra talking has got to stop. All right. You is our subject. Take is our verb. Take who or what to the library books. It expresses a complete thought. This is what kind of clause? An independent clause. What is the abbreviation for an independent clause? INDCL. Now, this clause has a subject and has a verb, but guess what it doesn't do?
It doesn't express a complete thought.
It doesn't express a complete thought. Okay, so therefore it is what type of clause? DEP clause. Now, it's still modifying when you go to the library. Okay, it is an adverbial dependent clause. All right, adverbial dependent clause. Now, in your data folder, you have some notes on sentence patterns or punctuation patterns. All right, it was the handout that I gave you that looks like this when we did this. Okay, find it.
Wait, hold on, what? Oh, I got that.
It needs.
Oh, is it?
All right, so I want you to look where it says punctuation patterns. Now, I want you to look at the sentence that we just did, and I want you to look at 1 through 5. Which pattern does this sentence follow? Look at it. We're trying to figure out what type of sentence this is. Is this a simple sentence, a compound sentence, a complex sentence, or a compound complex? You better look. But you got to tell me the why. What pattern does this sentence follow? All right, so Peyton says that a complex sentence consists of one main clause or independent clause and one or more subordinate dependent clauses, okay? It follows pattern 4. Independent clause, dependent clause. So what type of sentence is this?
Complex.
Complex. What is the abbreviation for a complex sentence? CX. Here, I want you to have that too. That's not helpful. All right, so it's going to be CX complex sentence. Now, what is the purpose of this sentence? Imperative. What is an imperative sentence? Giving an order or a command. Okay? All right, independent clause, dependent clause, complex sentence, imperative. All right, hey needs to be what? All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and say for your not a period.
So it's like a apostrophe thing.
A coma.
Yeah. Comment.
All right,
Comment.
you can put a comma. Some people put an exclamation mark. Okay, I'm really good with either. All right, what else needs to be capitalized? Anything else?
Capitalized take.
No, you don't capitalize take.
Capitalized H.
All right, what do you need to put at the end of the sentence? A period. Okay, you need to make sure that you put a period at the end of your sentence. Now, the diagram, I'm going to have to go back to Schoology for this.
Would it not
Somewhere.
be that period was imperative?
Huh?
Imperative. So wouldn't that mean to be like a question mark or something?
It's still a period.
Oh, that's the way it is, so.
All right, for the diagram. All right, what's going to go right up here at the very, very top?
Hey.
Hey. You're going to have to draw it and write it, okay? The talking has got to cease. All right, what always goes on the horizontal line in the very first spot? Subject. All right, what is the subject of the sentence? You. Okay? What always goes to the right of the first vertical line? Verb. What is the verb in this sentence? Take. Now, if there is a second vertical line, that indicates that the sentence has a direct object. Okay, what is the direct object in this sentence? Now, what word is describing books? Okay, if you look at what is left here, which one of these looks like the one that the prepositional phrase needs to go on?
The one under the main one.
The one under the main one, okay? So take. Now, what always goes on the slanted line off of the
Preposition.
the preposition? All right, what is the preposition in this sentence? To. Now, what always goes on the horizontal line off of the slanted line? The object of the preposition. And what is the object of the preposition in this sentence? Library. All right, now, what is the article adjective describing library? Okay. Now, this line right here indicates that we have an additional clause. Okay. What word is linking?
When.
Subordinating conjunction. What always goes to the left of the vertical line. The subject you, okay? And what always goes to the right of the first vertical line. Go. All right, so make sure that you have this written down in your data folder. Now, the computer is back. The internet seems to be back up and running. Okay, so what I need for you to do is to go into Schoology. All right, and you're going to click on your class. We're going to click on third 9 weeks, week 3. And we are going to click on Tuesday. No, it's in Monday on here because I didn't move it. Do y'all want me to move it, or do y'all want to just go to Monday's folder? I'm just going to leave it right here, okay? All right, go to Monday's folder, click on it, and then I'm going to set a timer for about 5-6 minutes to give you time to get your stuff answered in the computer.
So you should know that I've never seen this in college. Are you kidding me? No, like in college or anything. I've never like diagrammed it. Should I have known that? Should I have been taught that? Is that a hair thing? Is that a mastery thing?
Hey, this does not require you to talk. Does not require you to talk. I honestly didn't. Did you have advanced grammar?
Yeah.
Okay. The teacher I did, I had
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I like my husband's also an English teacher. I'm gonna go home and make him teach me this.
Okay. So
Like,
here's what I have done.
world.
This is the easiest way to learn.
Okay.
And this is how I've taught them. So like
Yeah.
step 1.
Is this a standard now?
No.
Okay. I'm just asking.
It's not.
Because I'm like, did I learn anything in college? I don't know.
What it does, like, I feel like what it does is it breaks it down and makes them think about the part.
Yeah. No, yeah, like it's really important, and I see the importance of it, and I'm just like, oh, okay, well,
And see,
I've never seen that in my life.
like, what will, I feel like, blow your mind is this feels like my third grade. But they still,
Yeah.
and even though we've done like this, they're still going to see us even into quality. So like those, I just feel like they're just so I try to make sure that I have this because it's so repetitive. Like, I feel like they're pretty good about being able to.
Yeah. Oh, who is it? Oh, the one who Okay. Yeah, we have an Angel tour. Yeah, is she the only one? Okay, and then. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is crazy.
What I need for you to do now that we have all of that done, we're going to go back and we're going to look at our calendar. Okay. We're going to just kind of omit the recommended skills for whatever you got finished, you got done. If we didn't get a full 10 minutes, it is what it is because the internet went out. All right. We're going to go on down here though to number 3, author's purpose guided notes. Now, I just passed out a handout to you. All right, I just passed out a handout to you, okay? And what we're going to do is we are going to watch this video in iExcel, and we're going to take notes on the video. Now, this is something that we have not done yet. Okay, this is a new way of doing something. And the reason why we are doing it the way we are is because when you take the ACAP in April, you have a listening portion, okay, where you have nothing but your headphones and your computer, and you're having to listen to what the computer is telling you, comprehend what it's telling you, and answer the questions in front of you. Okay, so we are preparing for that particular skill in addition to the author's purpose skill. Now, first period, I did it one way, and I didn't really like how it turned out. Okay, so we're going to take a different approach to this. What I want you to do is I want you to take this handout, okay, and I want you to go through, and on the left-hand side, I want you to read through the questions. I want you to have in your mind, okay, what you need to be listening for. I want you to have in your mind what you need to be listening for.
I need a pencil. I don't even know where mine went. It's like walk away.
Do you want a pencil or a pen?
That don't matter. They both get the job.
I have this back here too. Like, yes, I don't question it. It ain't worth it.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not.
All right. Reading the question does not require you to talk. And I tell you what, I'm done.
What am I doing all these pen?
My pen's right here.
All right. You are reading the questions on the left-hand side of the page, okay? The ones of you that are not doing what I asked and that are laughing and looking around the room, you're going to be the ones that want me to pause the video when I play it, and I'm not going to pause it. All right. The first thing that we need to be listening for when we watch this video is going to be, what do authors want to accomplish? Okay? What 2 things will you learn from this video? What are the 4 main reasons authors write? And that should not be possessive. That should be just plural. All right. What does it mean when an author tries to persuade readers? Okay. Right now, what does the word persuade mean? To convince, okay, to get someone to do something. What words might an author use to persuade someone to do something? Okay. All right. You need to be listening for what is a call to action. This has something to do with persuading someone to do what you want them to do. All right. What does it mean when a writer informs or explains? What does it mean when a writer describes? Okay. And then the last thing we're going to do is some examples. And then I can go ahead and tell you right now, we're going to run out of time. We won't make it to IXLC 1, but you will tomorrow. And you are going to use your notes to complete IXLC 1. Okay. Now, I need for you to listen closely because this is how this is about to play out. I'm going to put the video on the board. All right. It's 7 minutes long. We're going to watch it all the way through without stopping it. You answer what you can while it's playing. Then, if you're missing an answer to a question, okay, you're going to get individual headphones, and then you're going to go back and watch the video and answer the questions at your seat. All right? No one is talking. No one is talking. You are listening, paying attention, and recording your answers. Okay? Jaden.
What do you think you learned about? Why say 1 or 2?
Because there's 2 answers. If I have a blank, that indicates that something needs to be written there. Okay? All right. Here we go. I need to start it all the way over. Okay. I don't want to do the examples just yet because I want to talk about those and do them together. Now, let's go back to the very beginning. Actually, do we have time for y'all to put headphones on? Probably really not. So that idea is going to crash too. All right. I'm going to pull it up on Cami. Okay. So, all right. Author's purpose notes. Okay. Number 1 says, what do authors want to accomplish? Who caught what authors want to accomplish? There's 2 things. Anybody?
Chill.
Specific. No. Well, that would be a way of persuasion. All right. Specific purposes. And they want to accomplish specific goals. Okay. Specific purposes and goals. Now, what 2 things will you learn from this video? The first thing is the author's purpose, and I'm going to put purpose for writing. Okay? The second thing you are going to learn is how to pinpoint language that points us to the purpose. Now, this is going to be called formal and informal language. And we're not going to dive into formal and informal today, okay? Now, what are the 4 main reasons authors write?
To persuade.
All right, to persuade. And what does it mean to persuade?
A prompt that makes readers wrong thing.
All right, to convince somebody to do what you want them to do, okay? What is another reason why authors write?
To inform.
To inform. All right, what is another?
Explain.
To explain. And to describe. Now, what does it mean when an author tries to persuade readers? An author tries to convince readers to agree with them, to purchase something, or to, what's the word I want to use here? Or to answer a call of action. Okay? An author tries to convince readers to agree with them, to purchase something, or answer a call of action or a call to action.
You put 2 commas. You have messed up.
All right. What words might an author use to persuade?
Should, must, best, or worst.
Should, must, best, or worst. Okay. Should, must, best, or worst. What is a call to action?
A prompt that makes readers take action.
Okay. It is a prompt or a persuasion method used to get people to do something. For example, book your trip today. All right, what does it mean when a writer informs or explains? Okay, authors
Break things down. So
present facts, definitions, and details when informing or explaining something. They may use graphs or charts. You can shorthand it. You don't have to put everything that I put. I'm trying to beat the clock. I said I'm trying to beat the clock. You're gonna beat it though. All right, what does it mean when a writer describes? When a writer is describing, they are trying to entertain, okay? They incorporate the 5 senses. What are the 5 senses? Sight, smell, touch, hearing, taste. Now, the bell is going to catch us, so we'll have to pick up on the examples tomorrow. You need to put this paper in your data folder. If you did not finish copying what is on the board, you need to finish it before you get your stuff together. Yeah. All right. Real quick, while you're doing that, I need to bring up one more thing. Your project. All right, your project. If you look on your calendar, on yesterday's date, okay, I put a note on there that certain slides were due today. All right. All right, MLK Day, slides 11 and 14 were due yesterday. I will work on grading all of this while I'm in Birmingham next week. So if you are lacking something, now is your chance to get caught up. I will put grades in when I grade. Now, where should you go to see what slides are due? When? Not just the calendar, what else? The project calendar, okay, what else? The rubric. Oh, that's what y'all are talking about? Okay. All right. Due on the 22nd. Slides 12 and 15 are due on the 22nd. That is next Tuesday. All right. Slides 12 and 15 are due on the 22nd. The whole entire project is due in February. So you have a little less than a month left to go to finish this. Make sure that you are doing what you are supposed to be doing. Okay? Make sure that you are doing exactly what you are supposed to be doing. Anybody have any questions? What do you have on Friday? On what? DGP. Okay? Tomorrow, we're going to finish your notes, and you're going to do IXL C1. What am I going to set the requirement as for a score? Like a 65 or something. A 70, but what do I really want? 100. Now, if you want to get a head start on that, you could go home and start on it tonight. C1. And the other thing, if you were absent last week, then you need to make sure that you are working on all of your work. You need to check the Schoology grade book. You need to check Power School. If you don't know what to make up, check your calendar. Again, check the grade books. Got it?
Bruh.